Okay, so why would you go for prenuptial or premarital agreement? Well, is it good for you? Is it safe for your relationship or for your marriage? Is it a gateway for men, especially when it comes to divorces? At the end of the day, it is up to you. But guess what? That's what we are dealing with today on Sense No Diagram Podcast, Season 4, first episode of 2024. Yes. Don't go anywhere. Stay glued. I'm right here with you. MC Haymaker. Stay locked on. Alright, welcome back. So like I said, we are talking about prenuptial agreement or premarital agreement. This is what has become sort of a norm for some time now. It's something that's been popping up here and there, especially in the wake of a lot of divorces, So I think it's sort of become a getaway for men, alright? But before I get into what nitty-gritty, let's talk about what it actually means. Alright, so a prenuptial or premarital agreement is an agreement that is entered into by a couple, usually way before they get married, alright? And that determines how assets or property is going to be divided or is going to be shared amongst the parties in terms of divorce, or in a case of divorce, or in a case where the marriage has to be, dissolved. Okay, so it is something that has become, like I said, it's become something quite interesting of late, okay, because in most instances when there is divorce, it is the women that go out with lot of advantage because that's the law. All right, by the end of the day, the prenuptial agreement sort of makes the men secure what they have or what they brought into the marriage. All right, and it is something that usually it's the men that are well-to-do, or the men that usually have a lot, cash. They are the ones that end up going into this prenuptial agreement. Well. It's somebody who say, if you love the person and you really want to be with the person, what is the need for prenuptial agreement? But then again, the other question is, you don't know what life holds for you. In the case of divorce, at the end of the day, at least let me have what I brought into marriage. Do you understand? If you don't like me again, or if you are dissolving the marriage today, at least let me have what I brought into this marriage, what I came in with. Let me have that. Whatever we built during the marriage, we can share that. What you brought into the marriage, or what you had before you got married to me, should be yours. Alright? That is yours. What we had in between that period of marriage, that is something that we can share, or that is where we can have the negotiation on. But what I have is mine. Okay, that is usually how it goes, and it is something that if you realize, women don't like signing prenuptial agreement or premarital agreement. Why? Because they feel it's a cheat. It's a cheat, that is according to women. But when the tables stand and there's no prenuptial agreement and there's divorce, women go all out to make sure they get the most out of it. We've had several instances like Kole Toure and a whole lot of other big people who had the money, alright? Celebrities, footballers, big men, like they really had the money, but at the end of the day, because of not having prenuptial agreement or because of divorce, they had to lose what they had. Everything, especially when there's children. Okay, you tend to lose every single thing. See, it is from grace to grass. That is what happens. Okay, so now the question I'm asking today, the first question I'm asking today is it necessary to have prenuptial agreement? Yes, to an extent it is necessary, and no, it is not necessary. Okay, because depending on who you are, depending on your status, depending on what you feel, maybe you think at the end of the day it's not going to go well. Especially those men that know that they're eventually going to cheat. Obviously, they would want to have prenuptial agreement, because if I cheat and you catch me, it doesn't mean I should give you all my properties. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. So for some men, it's a necessity for them to have prenuptial agreement. For some, it is not, because see, I choose you. That is why I am going to marry you. Do or die, we are in this together. If something happens and we are not going to be together, Well, we hope it doesn't get there, but I don't need to have prenuptial agreement because we are getting married, because I want to protect my property. What I have is yours, and what is yours is mine. Do you understand? So if we have that agreement, if we have that trust for your partner, you wouldn't want to go in for a prenuptial agreement. All right, now the question comes down to who is going to support you, or do parents support prenuptial agreement? Yes, in most cases they do, especially when their son is well-to-do or their daughter is well-to-do, marrying somebody or marrying a man who is not, especially when their daughter is marrying somebody who is not as rich or as well-to-do as the daughter. Usually the parents are the one that supports them to have prenuptial agreement, because they feel so that if there is divorce, the man can't take your property or the woman can't take your property, or so and so, because the family want to enjoy. Okay, so in most cases they are in support of it. Parents are in support of it. In some instances too, they are not in support of it, because if you don't trust the person, why did you bring the person home? Do you get what I'm trying to say? If you don't want the person to be with, or if you didn't think of sharing, why did you do that? All right, but that brings us to the situation where some women are actually all out looking for divorces, because in divorce they are going to get rich. It is now a business venture for some women. They are in a relationship with you, 1, 2, 3, especially in the Western world, where it is it's like snapping your fingers. 1, 2, pop, you are there. 1, 2, pop, you are there. Yes, and then the relationship is done, the marriage is done, whether kids or not. And it becomes so pathetic that now the children are the ones that get to bear the consequences. Okay, like my lecture will say, consequences. Yes, so that is it. Okay, so some parents are in support of it. That is one side of it. Now, the very important question is, how do you inform your partner that there is going to be prenuptial agreement, or you want prenuptial or premarital agreement? That is a tough one. It's a very big one. It's informing your partner that, see, Jack, at this point, I feel let's have this, or sweetheart, I want us to have prenuptial agreement before we get married. Don't you trust me? Why would you want us to have that? Do you think I'm going to leave you? Or do you think I'm all out for your property, that I don't love you and I'm looking to get something from you? Is that what it is? So it's a very serious issue bringing it to your partner, whether male or female, bringing it to them that you want something like that. It's a very serious issue. Okay, it's very, if you are not careful, that is the breakdown of your relationship. That is, if you are not careful. Even if you are careful, it's some way, somehow. Okay, so then again, what do you do if somebody brings prenuptial agreement to you, or if your partner tells you he or she wants to have prenuptial agreement? First, seek the advice of an experienced solicitor or an experienced lawyer to explain the nitty-gritties of it for you. In some instances, if you agree to it, seek their consent or seek their advice in negotiating a fair deal for you. We hope it doesn't get there, but if it does get there, you would want a fair deal out of the marriage, because at the end of the day, you've also invested certain amount of energy, certain amount of resources, certain amount of whatever it is. Love is love. Giving love is not easy, or being in a relationship and maintaining a relationship is never an easy process. All right, so you feel you've given enough, then why not? Make sure you get somebody, a lawyer or a family lawyer or a solicitor, whichever one. Get somebody to help you out, explain things to you. That is if you agree to a prenuptial agreement. Do you get what I'm trying to say? If you agree to that, at the end of the day, whether it is good or it is bad is up to you. And I would really love to hear from you what you think about prenuptial agreement. I don't think I might go in for No. I don't feel it is necessary to go in for prenuptial agreement, premarital agreement, because until death do us part, or is that not what they say? Yes, so that is it. Until la, I trust you, you trust me. What is mine is yours. Because at the end we build a family, God willing we have kids. They are the future of that marriage. Okay, and starting a relationship is not easy. It's a very difficult journey. Starting, going to start all over again, repeating the whole process again. And once you leave one relationship going into another, you are not the same person. To the extent where you get married and you are divorcing, you are not the same person. You are never the same person. You might end up not trusting anybody again or whatever it is. All right. But ladies, please do not look for ways and means to divorce your man because you think divorce is the best thing. Okay. And also, ladies, if you feel your man is, not treating you well, or maybe there's domestic violence or something like that, I don't condone to that. Yes, you might have no other choice. Or if your man is like seriously rooted in infidelity, and you think, I think the Bible even says that is the major grounds to stand on to divorce. All right, adultery, infidelity, that is it. Okay, if you're a man and your wife too, yes, go all out for it. But prenuptial agreement is a very dicey situation that you'd have to be very careful going into that. You understand? Well, let's get to see, or let's get to hear what you usually have. Will you go in for prenuptial agreement? What do you think about that? Let me know in the comment section. All right, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to follow us on TikTok at mc_haymaker, and also at Sense No Dey Grand Podcast, on Twitter at SNDG Podcast, Instagram at SNDG Podcast, as well as MC_haymaker. That is me. Facebook is MC Haymaker. Facebook page is MC Haymaker. Let's roll, let's enjoy. Sense No Dey Grand Podcast is back once again, and peace out.